I welcome you to this English structure. Specifically, it is paper 2. Now, in this representation, we are going to look at rewrites involving present continuous tense. So, in this part here, follow me suit as I'm going to explain everything here. Nothing is difficult here. Okay. So, the first thing we need to understand what a present continuous tense is. So, a present continuous tense, it is a sentence. It is a what? A sentence that starts with a word ending in ing. So it is a sentence that starts with a word ending in ing. So that starts with what? A word ending in ing. For example, if you say going is ending in ing, which means that one is, if we write using that one, the sentence is going to be what? A present continuous what? Tense. Apart from that one, having is ending with what? Ing. So that one is an example also. Apart from that one, chatting, it is also an example. Asking, it is also an example. Performing, sitting, and so on. Killing. Okay, so those are the what? The examples. So whenever you see a sentence starting with what? A word ending in ing, that one is going to be what? Present continuous tense. So now, before I explain in detail, let me try to give you the layout. The layout, when I say the layout, it is the way you are going to rewrite a sentence using now the present continuous what? Tense. The layout that you are going to follow for you to get 1 mark. For you to get what? 1 mark. Okay. So the layout is like this. Of course, the first thing, they are going to give you a word which is ending in ing. But the first thing, what comes first is the action. Okay. So what comes first when writing, it is the what? The action. So in simpler way, I may say what comes first is the what? The verb. Since a verb is a doing word or an action word. So what comes first here, it is the what? The verb or the action. Okay. Then apart from the action, what follows next is the what? The comma. So these are the layout. This one is the layout that I'm giving you when writing the what? The present continuous tense. You need to follow them for you to get 1 mark here. So the first thing, you are going to write the what? The action. Followed by the what? The comma. After the action, you are going to put the what? The comma. If you omit the comma, which means the sentence or the sentence that you are going to rewrite will be wrong. Okay. So this one is the layout that I'm going to show you now. The action should come first. Then after the action, you are going to put a what? A comma. Then after the comma, the comma, you are going now to put the what? The doer of that particular what? Action. I was saying the action should come first. Then after the action, you put the what? The comma. Then after the comma, you are going to put now the what? The doer of that particular action. Okay? Yeah. I hope you have gotten my point here. So, the verb should come first, or the action should come first. Then after the action, you put the comma. Then after the comma, you are going to put now the doer of that particular action. Then at the end, you are going to put now what caused that action to occur. At the end, you are going to put now what caused that action to occur. Okay, so at the end, don't put anything or like a comma or what. Just put what caused that particular action to occur. Okay, an example which came in 1998, it was saying, as he moved through the woods, wasps stung him. Okay, so now you need to ask yourself, who was moving here? Who was moving through the woods? He was moving what? Through the woods. He was moving what? Through the woods. So he here is the what? The doer of that particular action. Okay. And what happened to he was that he was stung by what? By wasps. So wasps, like in Bemba we say amaronda. Yes. So having them say moving through the woods, comma. So this one here is the verb or the action. You put a comma, and then now you put the what? The doer of that particular action. Who was moving through the woods? He. So we are going to say he was stung by wasps. Okay. So in this sentence here, the sentence which is starting with what? Moving. As you can see here, in the original sentence we are having as he, which means when you are writing, you need to remove what? As, he, as, this as. You need to remove it. I hope you have gotten my point here. I'm saying, when you're writing the sentence, like moving through the woods, don't say as he, no. You need to remove what? As. You need to remove what? As. Yeah. So now, note that when answering such a question, start by asking yourself questions like moving. Moving where? Who was moving? What was moving? It is wrong to relate moving through the woods, comma, wasps stung him, which means the wasp was the doer, or the wasp was moving through the what? The woods. Now in this case, he was moving through the woods. He. Are we together? I hope you have gotten my point here. So I'm saying, after the comma, I was saying, after the comma, you need to put down the doer of that particular action. Who was moving? He. He was moving, not the wasps. He was moving through the what? The woods. Then what happened? The wasp stung him. Okay, let's try to answer another example. So another example is saying, the manager gave his workers a reward for coming first in the competition. Now, as you can see here, they are saying we need to start with what? Having. Then in the sentence here, we are having another continuous tense, which is what? Coming. Which means coming is going to change to what? Come. It is wrong to relate having coming. No, it is wrong. So we are going to say having come first in the competition, comma. Who was coming first in the competition? The workers. So the workers were given a reward by the manager. Okay. So the workers were given a reward by the what? The manager. Now let's try to rewrite some sentences as below. So in 1999, a question came which was saying, has the dog, so remember, in our rewrite, when rewriting, we need to exclude what? Has. Like the way I was saying, we need to exclude what? Has. So as the dog ran out onto the road, a passing car knocked it down and killed it. As the dog ran out onto the road, a passing car knocked it down and killed. So in this sentence here, we are going to say running out onto the road. Which was running, what was running onto the road? What was running out onto the road? It was the dog, not as the dog. No, it was the what? The dog. So remember here I was saying you need to put a what? A comma. So I'm going to say running out onto the road, comma. The dog was knocked down and killed by a passing what? Car. I'm saying running out onto the road. What was running out onto the road? It was the dog. So, the dog was knocked down. So here we need to remove it because it is representing now the same doggy. It is representing the what? The same dog. This dog was knocked by the what? By the car. So I'm going to say the dog was knocked down and killed by the what? By a passing car. Full stop. Then as for question 2, as John went into the shop, a thief stole his wallet. So in this case here I'm going to say going into the shop. Who was going into the shop? John. So going into the shop, remember I was saying as, you need to exclude it when writing. So going into the shop, John had his wallet was stolen by the what? By the thief. Going into the shop, John had his wallet was stolen by the thief. So here don't show the ownership by writing the sentence by saying going into the shop, John's wallet was stolen by the thief. No, don't show the ownership. So I'm saying going into the shop, John had his wallet was stolen by the thief. Okay. Then question 3 is saying the teacher congratulated the pupils on performing well in a competition. Begin having. So like they were saying in this sentence here we are having a what? A verb, which is the what? A doing what? Performing. So which means performing is going to change to what? Performed. Okay. So here I'm going to say, having performed well in a competition. Who performed well in the competition? The pupils, not the teachers. Or let me say, not the teacher, but the pupils performed well in the competition. So I was saying the verb should come first. After the verb, you put the comma. Then after the comma, you put the dual. So in this case, the people who performed well in the in a competition was the what? The pupils, not the what? The teacher. So I'm going to say having performed well in a competition. Who performed well in a competition? The pupils. So having performed well in a competition, the pupils were congratulated by the what? By the teacher. So let me repeat. Having performed, here I was saying, in the sentence, if you're having a doing word, which is a verb ending in ing, you need to change it because it is not good or it is not correct to relate by saying having performing. No, don't relate like that. So you need to change a doing word which is ending in ing in the sentence. Like this one here. This one is having, then this one is performing, which means here we are going to say having performed well in a competition, who performed well in a competition? The pupils. So I'm going to say the pupils were congratulated by the what? By the teacher. The pupils were congratulated by the what? By the teacher. Full stop. Okay. Then the next one, which is question 4, is saying, as we sat on the bench, so which means as we sat on the bench, a large hippo chased us. As we sat on the bench, a large hippo chased us. So here I'm going to say, sitting on the bench. Who were sitting on the bench? Us. So I'm going to say, sitting on the bench, as we were chased by the what? By a large hippo. So here I'm saying, sitting on the bench, who was sitting on the bench? As we were chased by a large hippo. So here I was saying as, you need to remove this as here at the start of the what? The original sentence. You need to remove it. So sitting on the bench, comma, as we were chased by a large hippo. Full stop. Correct. Then the next one, which is question 5, is saying, as the horse groped across the what? The road, it narrowly missed the car. As the horse groped across the road, it narrowly missed the car. So begin groping. So groping across the what? The road. Now which one was good? What thing was groping along the road? The horse itself. So which means here I was saying as in the original sentence, you need to exclude it. You need to exclude what? It. So I'm going to say groping across the what? The road. That one is now is the action. Then after the action you do what? You put a comma. So I'm going to put now a what? A comma. So groping across the what? The road, comma. Then I'm going to push now the dual of that particular action. The horse narrowly missed the what? The car. It, you need to remove it. This it here, it is representing the what? The horse itself. So you need to remove it. So groping across the road, comma, the horse narrowly missed the what? The car. Then you put a what? A full stop, which means you are done. The next one, which is question 6, is saying the snake was crossing the road. So which means the snake was doing the what? Was crossing the what? The road, which means the snake is the doer of that particular action of crossing the what? The road. So the snake was crossing the road when Peter killed it. Okay. So I'm going to say crossing the road, comma. Which was crossing the road, or what was crossing the road? The snake, not Peter. It is the snake. So I'm going to say crossing the road, comma. The snake was killed by Peter. The snake was killed by what? By Peter. So like the way I was saying, it is representing the what? The snake itself. Then when it's showing how when this action happened, it happened when what? Peter was passing by, or when Peter saw the what? The snake crossing the what? The road. So it is wrong to rewrite the sentence by saying crossing the road, comma, Peter killed the snake. No, which means the snake killed now what? Peter. Which means Peter was crossing the what? The road, and then the snake killed what? Peter. So here, follow the layout that I've given you here. I was saying the action should come first. After the action, you put the comma, then the dual of that particular action. So crossing the road, comma, the snake was killed by what? By Peter. Then question 7. As we were chatting under a tree by the roadside, comma, a car nearly hit us. Okay, so chatting under a tree by the roadside, comma. What was chatting under the tree by the roadside? We. As we were. So now here I was saying, as in the original sentence, at the start of the sentence, here as, you need to exclude it. You need to remove it, okay, when writing. So chatting under a tree by the roadside, comma, as we were nearly hit by the what? By a car. I'm saying chatting under a tree by the roadside, comma, as we were nearly hit by a car. Full stop. Then the last one, which is question 8, it is saying the team won the what? The game after playing very well. After playing what? Very well. Having here, I was saying, in the original sentence, if you're having a verb ending with ing, you you need to change it. So here I'm going to change playing into played. Having played very well. Having played what? Very well, comma. Who played very well? The team. So I'm going to say the team won the what? The game. Or the team win the what? The game. So let me repeat on this part here. I'm saying having played very well, comma. Who was playing very well? The team. So I'm going to say having played very well, comma, the team win the what? The game. The team win the game, not won the game. Let me say not win the game, but won the game. So let me repeat. Having played very well, comma, the team won the what? The game. Then you put what? A full stop. So that was the last one. So in our next session, we are going to look at on how to rewrite using what? Lead to. Using what? Lead to. Thanks for watching. See you next time.